Hello again, Alfa Romeo lovers. Today we have a Kyosho of an Alfa Romeo SZ. So let's take a look at this box here. This says 370 yen-ish, which is less than $4 even in today's money. And this thing was first out in 2006, so it's getting pretty old. Let me focus on this box if you want to see what other cars and colors are in this collection. There should be a yellow SC in this thing. Alright, let's take a look here. And yes, there it is. Alright, so it's got the little card that it comes with. Usually there's a color choice thing. Oh, there it is. Alright. I should have gotten red, but red and Kyosho, if you added those two together, they would equal paint rash. That's my experience. Okay, so this car, I guess, came out in 1989. Internet tells me it was sold up until 1991. And SZ means Sprint Zagato because this was shortly after the Fiat takeover, and they were trying to come up with the sporty car based on the old Sprint cars of Alfa Romeo's historical past. And, well, that's why it's called a Sprint. And then Zagato is a bit confusing. This car was styled in-house by Alfa Romeo, but I guess some of it is built, or the car is built by Zagato, but they didn't design the thing. This is early use of CAD CAM design as well. And let's see, it's a 3-liter V6, making around 200 horsepower, and it has fiberglass reinforced plastic body panels, kind of like a Corvette, or at least old Corvettes. I don't even know what new Corvettes are made out of. Alright, there's a little stand, typical blister pack from Kyosho stuff, one screw holding it together. Let me get the good old screwdriver out. There is a Roadster version, which I have purchased in the past and reviewed in the past. If you want to look that one up, I'll bring that out a little later. It's interesting, it looks like the door has a dent in it. You'll see in the rear view. It's really strange. You can see the sloppiness of the silver paint there on that turn signal. It looks pretty much like that photograph, though. Give credit to Kyosho there. Now look at this image. Look at that door. It literally looks like it's dented on, it just looks weird. Or maybe it's just that reflection that the thing is sitting in front of whatever it's reflecting, the ground, a mountain or something. But it looks weird. It looks weird. But like I say, this tail looks more vertical. So that would be a criticism. The angle here looks far more vertical than the angle here. Alright. But I don't think there's much choice. I think it's improbable that any other brand's going to make this car in 1/64 scale again. It was such a obscure car in the first place. It is a front engine, rear wheel drive. And then it was based on the Alfa Romeo 75. And I guess that's all I know about it. So yellow paint in Kyosho, it's pretty hard. Yellow paint in any brand is pretty hard to cover up the edges of the casting, so they have to lay it on really thick. But historically, yellow is less prone to paint rash compared to red. It still gets paint rash, but just not as much. Alright, but in typical Kyosho fashion, the wheels are really nice. I mean, 5 lug nut details. These holes are probably hollow. Yep, they're passing air. Look how thin the spokes are. And then you even have the little perimeter bolts there. So, very cool. We have a little printed on reflector or marker, the Z for Zagato. And then this turn signal is printed silver and is nicely done compared to the other side. The door handle thing here is a little bit weird because the edges of the casting, the zinc back there. Molded in mirrors, they're okay, I guess. And then we have a little ridging in black on the window molding. And then obviously the whole top is painted like a matte black finish. Going to the front, we got some little vents here in the hood. Some vents here, and well, this is weird. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's almost like that looks like a hidden wiper blade, but then you have 2 wiper blades here. And the photograph shows the wiper blades up here. So then I really don't know what this is. don't know. No clue. Alright, the Alpha badge. Let's get in on this. Let's see how good it is for, what, $4? Yeah, it's not bad. So at least it's got the cross. Pretty legible. Uh-oh, but there's the paint rash under magnification. But I'm sure it would be worse if this is a red car. And then yes, this turn signal, the printing is kind of missing the mark. Well, maybe it's not so bad actually. I think it might have been a reflection I was looking at. Some sort of contaminant there in the paint. But I do like these 6 individual plastic headlights. Or maybe it's one piece of plastic, but they painted yellow stripes, so it looks like 6. But there's depth to those lenses, so that's kind of neat. There's a little texture here. This is just flat. That might be bottoming out against the belly, the plastic bottom. Alright, this side looks the same. Maybe some jacking up points, those little dots. I gotta say, the stance is way too high. I'm pushing this up, and this thing looks like it belongs on like a truck, like a street truck. The rear isn't as bad, but the front is clearly not as low as the photograph. Unfortunately, this is press fit together, so I'm not gonna bother trying to fix it. Alright, yeah. Tells you what the car is. Just doesn't tell you when the thing was made, so without the original packaging, you wouldn't know. But the treads on the tires are pretty nice. Very fine tread block detail. Going to the back, you got the nice plastic rear light, and it's got some Fresnel lensing on it. We have the SC logo or font text there. Some sort of, I don't know what that is. And then the Alpha badge again. Some probably reflectors if I had to guess. And then just a blank license plate. So then the wing has air passing below it. So this wing being so thick, I'm thinking that's actually die-cast metal. It's probably the same casting as the roof. That's a pretty complicated mold, I think. A part has to come out here, and then also up there. The little tailpipe here is just blanked off, part at the base. Now the interior, well, it's your typical molded detail. Just no extra color. Kyosho just generally has black plastic for their blister packs. No rear seats, it looks like. It's just a... I don't know if this is a strict 2-seater or a 2+2, but I don't know if... I don't think those are seats. They don't look like seats, although there's plenty of room to have like little kid seats back there. Alright. Boy, that stance. It's not so bad on this side. But now the rear, well, I don't know. Yeah, this... I don't know. I guess I could try to twist off a wheel. Let's see if this is easy to do. No, it's not. I'll come back. Alright, well, I ended up wiggling off or prying off the wheels and then drilling them out, and actually it's lowered more so than the stock vehicle. So, I'm okay with it. I'm cool with that one. Alright, time to look at that Roadster version. And this one is not lowered, it's just, it was better right out of the box. So, this is pretty much a normal stance, what I'm seeing in the photographs. Whereas the coupe here is definitely lowered like a few inches in the real world, I would imagine. Alright, let's take a look at some other Alphas here. I have this 75T Spark, and this is all by Kyosho as well. Pretty nice. And then a couple other sporty cars here. We have the Alpha GTV, again by Kyosho. They're pretty much all by Kyosho. And then a more modern vehicle would be the Alpha Spider. But I think the latest Spider. I'm not really up on my Alpha knowledge, or really any brand's knowledge. Is there a more modern Spider that's not the 8C? The 8C is like a really expensive car. Is there a more normally priced Alpha Spider, like 2-seater? I wonder. I haven't bothered to look. I'm just thinking of this stuff on the fly. Alright, let's take a top look there. do have 2 more cars though. The inspiration, I believe, for this pair, the original Sprints, the Giulia Sprints, again by Kyosho. So this first one is a Giulia Sprint GTA 1600, and then the next one is a 1750 GTA-M. So for me, I think this is the coolest Alfa probably ever. I don't know, maybe one of the early F1 Alphas maybe, but I do like that one for sure from Kyosho the most. Alright, I guess that's it for the comparisons. Let's get this thing spinning on its own. So it turned out to be another fine Kyosho purchase. A little bit of paint bubbling, but I didn't even see it until it was under magnification, and I don't really look at my models under magnification. It's only during these reviews that I notice most of the flaws. So if you do buy this, if you're lucky, it'll end up at least this good and you won't even notice the flaws. So alright, I think there's still probably a few other Alphas I have to get from this collection, and hopefully you'll hang out. And actually, I think there's actually 3 Alfa Romeo collections, if I recall. So I'm pretty sure there has to be some more I have to get. In fact, I'm looking at this box. There's a 1750 Spider Veloce, so that one I have to get still, for sure. Okay, well, until that day happens, hopefully you'll stick around and watch some other videos. Thanks, bye. Ciao.